Okay. Perfect.
We are streaming and recording. This is our second take because my dumbass forgot to turn the mics on. But I'm your host, Giancarlo Guccione, and we have a special guest on today in GMoney, Georgie, Lionheart, Medina.
Many nicknames for sure.
Many nicknames there. How are you doing today?
Good, man. It's good to do this a second round for sure.
I know, and now it's we can bring some more stuff into it that we didn't have the first time.
1,000%.
Even though that was some pretty good content.
This is my first time on a podcast, so I'm pretty excited. Thank you for everyone that's streaming in on Twitch. Anyone who watches on Facebook later, this is gonna be kind of cool.
This is gonna be really cool.
Yeah.
GMoney, Coach P Weezy's watching. How are you doing?
Coach P, what's going on, dude?
So just to start it off, why don't you tell the people watching, when's your next fight? Where's it going on? Where can people buy tickets?
Okay, July 19th, Queens, New York City. It's going to be under Warriors Cup. That's the promotion I'm fighting under. And I'm making my professional Muay Thai debut. So It's definitely new. I'm excited. But yeah, let's get this ball rolling, dude.
Let's do it. Pro Muay Thai debut.
Yeah.
And that's awesome, man. And I did ask this earlier. I'm going to be re-asking a lot of the same questions, so just be prepared.
Let's do it.
When did you start Muay Thai and MMA?
That was like, I would say 2018.
2018?
Yeah, because I did both Muay Thai and MMA amateurly at the same time.
Awesome.
So I would do like one fight MMA, one fight Muay Thai.
And the people probably want to know, why do they call you Lionheart?
Dude, so reiterate this. My mom is like a big supporter. And one day she had a dream. And I was fighting and there was just a bunch of people like screaming like, hey, what's the nickname you call your son? Da, 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 da. And she was like, Lionheart. And they were like, why? And she was like, because he has a heart of a lion. So like always persevering, always like, pushing forward and doing whatever it took
That's awesome.
to get like, I don't know, the win or the goals achieved, all of that.
Have you seen your Tapology page on Safari?
I haven't.
You haven't?
No, the last time I looked up my Tapology was years ago. Should we pour this fighter fluid?
Yes, we should.
Ladies and gentlemen, this podcast is sponsored by Fighter Fluid, the number one pre-workout on the market right now.
Thank you for that.
Go get yours on fighterfluid.com.
Go get yours. I'm going to pour us some. G-Money's going to talk. We'll do a question. So while I'm pouring it for us, tell them what you do for fun.
Oh, hobbies. I would say fishing, hiking, hunting, golf. Golf is a big thing I'm doing nowadays. It just helps with like patience. It's fun when you got the boys around, But I just love fighting. It's embedded in the soul.
Golf is crazy. We were talking earlier about how I generally think as golf is kind of like a more boring sport, but it's just because I don't have the people to show me the ropes,
Yeah.
Like, nobody has ever showed me how to play golf. And when I look at it and I see my grandpa watching it on TV, I'm like, oh, that looks pretty boring.
It's boring.
But I can see how if you're with the right people, it can be really fun.
Yeah. What was the bet we made the first podcast?
So we made an exchange. You'll take me golfing, and I asked what you'd like to do outside of MMA, and you said you'd like to start reading.
Oh, yeah. I've been reading this season of my life. So shout out the readers out there. You guys are inspiring because it is boring for me.
It is. I'll give you a fun book.
Yeah?
But there's like half of it you have to skip past because it's commentated by the author. It's The Art of War. Have you heard of that?
Oh, yes. I got a little book from one of my first coaches, Matt Johnson, who's still like one of my coaches, father figure. Love you. But yeah, he gave me a little book of that. I'm down to read that.
So Matt Johnson is the guy from TDC, correct?
Mm-hmm. One of my first head coach, first Muay Thai coach, life coach, just an all-around good guy, dude. He did, or continues to do, Muay Thai, 22 plus years, and he's the one that got me into it, built my love for it, and I give much of my fighting credit to him. because he's just a man. But you want to cheers to this fire?
Cheers.
Cheers, brother. That's it right there. I remember trying it for the first time.
Yeah.
I was definitely like skeptical, but
Georgie is actually a real one because when we tried it, are they saying the mic's working now?
Camera. Let's check this camera.
Check the camera?
Yeah, the camera's on.
Camera's on, yeah.
Come on, Twitch.
Come on, Twitch. What are you guys doing? You got to let us know what's going on.
But go ahead.
I was just... What was I saying? Oh, so Georgie is a real one because when I got the samples, I brought them into the gym that I met him at. If you guys don't know, Georgie and I met at VFS, and I brought them into VFS. It was wrestling practice, and I was like, guys, I'm making a supplement. Like, take this. And everybody's like, because, like, they probably thought I made it in, like, a basement or something because it was very, like, weird. I was coming in with, like, this weird black tub that didn't even have a logo on it. Now it does. And I was like, try it out. And Georgie's like, yeah, I'll try it. And then everybody followed behind him, and then everybody tried it.
Yeah, it's definitely awesome. If you're looking for a natural, like, pre-workout, this is it. Especially, like, supporting a small business. Not saying that you're small, kind of short, but...
That's true.
You know, Chicagoland-based. Somebody I know personally, so...
Thank you. I appreciate
it. You're inspiring as well, like, chasing your dreams and doing this. Especially a business that's, like, overtaken by the head honchos.
I know, and I'm coming after him. I DM'd on it, which is Joe Rogan, and I said, I'm on your tail.
That's it.
I mean it. I mean it. But what's something that you would tell younger Georgie, 17-year-old Georgie? What would you tell him?
Oh, dang. I feel like my response is going to be different than the first time. But
that's fine.
We're rolling. I feel if I can go back and tell myself something is don't take your position for granted. Your position of inspiring, your position of motivating, your position of stardom.
Yeah.
Like don't take any of that for granted. There's people watching, people being inspired, and so make the right decisions.
Oh yeah. And I loved the story that you told me when you first decided to do MMA, because I was like, what? You're a multi-sport athlete. You did a lot of sports in high school. You have a super supportive family, but like I was like, what helped you make the decision to say, I'm going to start doing MMA? And I love that story. If you would share it with everybody watching right now.
Yeah. So right after high school, it was a lot of decisions you have to make as a senior. For all the seniors that are going into senior year or like are trying to figure it out this summer, this is for you. But it's like college, scholarships, trying to figure out student loans, all that could be like overwhelming. So I had that on my mind. I can go into the armed forces, join the Navy, which I end up pursuing. I talked to a recruiter, took the ASVAB test, and the day that I was supposed to sign my contract to go to boot camp, I had a dream. And in this dream, I was at the United Center here in Chicago, and I'm sitting in the nosebleeds with my dad at an empty stadium. Like, United Center is just empty. It's just me and my dad in the nosebleeds.
Yeah.
And we're at this UFC event, and you can hear the crowd, but there was no one there. And this fighter is coming out of the tunnel holding the Chicago flag. And I looked down at the athlete, at the fighter coming out, and then he looks up at me, and it was me. And I was like,
crazy.
Shoots, this is like something that I should be pursuing or doing. And never went back to the Navy recruiter. And then I started my gym search.
That's amazing because that was given to you. A lot of people, when they find stuff that's given to them from like a higher power or the universe is giving it like this opportunity, they won't take it because there's so much risk behind it. But you said, this is my gift. This is what was delivered to me, and this is what I'm going to do. Yeah, man. I feel like, not to like jump into this whole rabbit hole, but I feel like God speaks in many ways. And people think like it's through these loud, like thunderous and crazy experiences, but it's in the still voice. And I feel like
I don't know if fighting is my life purpose, but I know that definitely while I'm in it, I'm gonna, glorify that and inspire people for sure.
Dude, you inspire me, honestly.
Thank you.
When we used to train at VFS together, I would look and I'd come early for wrestling. I'd see you coaching those kids, and you were like a bright star for them. Yeah. Really, you were helping them. Great role model for those kids that you're coaching.
Oh man, appreciate that. I try, but I also am very, very aware that the youth, the teenagers, they want community, they want to be led, and it's up to me to continue being that role model, making all the right decisions so that I can lead them in the right direction.
Lead them in the right direction. Yeah.
Whether that's in sports, whether that's in like small decisions. People, no matter where you are in life, there's definitely somebody looking up to you.
For sure.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Crazy. And so I want you just to, for the guests, for the value, I know that you cut 30 pounds for your fights, right? Yeah. Usually.
It's wild.
But this next fight is at middleweight.
Mm-hmm.
And how are you going to approach this differently now that you have to cut less weight?
Yeah. I definitely am more knowledgeable about cutting weight and stuff and things that I need to do, make better decisions with my eating habits, because they're not paying me, but Chick-fil-A, Potbelly, Portillo's is so fire.
All delicious. Yeah.
All super good. But once I get into the mentality that I got a fight coming up and there's another guy training to beat me, I start making the right decisions.
Yeah.
It's like eating habits, running, doing my sprints, training with intention. But yeah, losing weight is definitely like a hard subject, especially with people out there. If you guys are like trying to be motivated, like we talked about the first time, what's something that's going to keep you going is the small W's and your why.
Yep.
Like what's the healthier version of yourself look like?
And something we also mentioned earlier is like on these motivational posts you see on like Instagram too, you see a lot of only discipline matters. Only discipline matters. Motivation. If you need it, then you're like a coward or whatever. And I totally disagree. I think you need a perfect mix of both. Mm-hmm. I think a motivation is gasoline to your discipline. And if you're not motivated in what you're doing anymore, you have to find out why. You have to dig into that void and into yourself in that rabbit hole, and you have to find out how you can be remotivated, because that fuel is everything. Motivation is awesome. But what's that like fifth? Because you said July 19th, right?
Yeah.
You're going to be at 185. You're usually at 170.
Yeah.
So how different is that 15 pounds? What are you going to, like, is that a weight lifted off your shoulders? Like, how does that feel?
It definitely is, just a little bit, that I don't have to focus much on my weight than I would do if I was at 170. But I know that these guys are a little bit heavier. They got more power behind their punches. So it's going to force me to definitely stay like strict to the game plan. Don't like rear off anywhere, make dumb decisions. But I respect every guy I fight. And I think that's the only thing. They're just a little bit heavier than I am.
I'm going to pull up your Tapology page here.
Yeah.
Just for the simple fact that there's an awesome picture of you. Actually, you probably know the picture.
Mm-hmm.
You're holding 2 belts.
Yeah.
What are those belts?
So as an amateur fighting under Fight Card Entertainment, if you guys are listening or watching on YouTube, shout you guys out. I won multiple titles at multiple weight classes.
Wow.
So when I won 155 and I think 170 at the time. And those are 2 different weight classes, a lot heavier. But I think I was like the first amateur to do that or something like that. I don't know the stats and stuff, but I just remember being like, this is something I never dreamed of.
That's awesome.
It's only like I talked about it with friends. And
what were the weight classes?
155 and 170.
155?
Yeah. I fought, like when I first started, I was super light.
Wow.
Yeah. Then COVID hit and I just like was lifting so much.
I was about to say, it's not like bad weight that you've put on. You're like a muscular dude.
Yeah.
So that's crazy to think. You were a lightweight at one point.
Yeah, so I did 155. There was a weight class for amateurs at 165. I won a belt, defended it, and then I won the title at 170. and then I defended it, and then I think 75. But I remember like one of my last amateur fights, I fought Nick Hawkins in like a brutal war. He still fights professionally. He's awesome. But at the end of and I won. But at the end of it, I had like 4 belts, and I was just like, this is crazy. Like, who would have known that the guy that just started a couple years before that would be doing this?
That's insane.
You know, it just speaks to like dream and dream big. You know, like anybody that's watching that's like, I don't know, wanting to be inspired, just dream and dream big, because you can do anything.
You can do anything you put your mind to. And something I learned quite recently is that the little goals matter too.
Yeah.
Like I made a video recently on my main channel. I was like, listen, I'm not telling you not to dream big, because you should dream as big as possible. Don't worry, the mics won't catch that.
No, you're good.
You can dream as big as possible, but have those smart goals so when you look back on them, you can see how much you've done. And it's like climbing up a cliff.
Yeah.
And if you don't look down, by the time you look down, you're going to be like, oh, I'm only 3 feet off the ground. Mm-hmm. Like, you have to set those pillars, those small goals, in order to get to those big dreams. Do you think that's like a good analogy?
1,000%. Anything that works for you, it's going to get you to the top of the mountain.
Oh, yeah.
Something that I've been learning in this season that, you know, I've learned in church as well, is like just looking back at the small W's.
Yeah.
Like, everyone's going to go through their ish, you know, but like when I start picking at and seeing the small W's happen, I'm just like, all right, we can have some momentum with this.
Do you know who Chino is?
Yeah, that's one of my guys.
Shout out Chino. He said that 155 was crazy. Was he there?
Yeah. He's an OG for sure. One of my best friends. Man, I remember working with him and like him watching, and he can comment too, him watching me cut weight, dude. I looked like a zombie, bro.
Really?
Because I was just starving myself.
So you went nowadays you're 200 to 170. What were you back in the day? Like 180 to 155?
No. I was like 160. Only losing like 5 pounds.
Wow.
But like the older I got, the more like I just started putting on weight that I couldn't take off. And I was like, dang, I got to bump up weight classes.
But Chino was there.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And he definitely was like cooking for me,
wow.
Super healthy foods, some pastas. So Chino, shout out you, man. My brother, OG, day one. Let's go.
Thank you for being on here. And thank you for telling us that the stream is laggy.
Yeah, we figured it out. Come on, Twitch.
Come on, Twitch. I blame Twitch because I'll take the credit for the mics not working. My dumbass didn't plug a cord in. But the stream being laggy, that's kind of Twitch's fault. That's Twitch's problem. But I'm sorry that you guys have to experience this. You can also watch the full thing on YouTube later tonight. I always drop it the same day, so be prepared. You'll see this on YouTube tonight with an awesome thumbnail.
Love that.
That picture that you sent me, that's going to be the thumbnail. You want to tell the people where you got that picture taken? Like,
which one? The one that I sent you for the promo?
Yep.
Oh, that's...
the Combate?
Yeah. One of my professional fights. We had a photo shoot as like media day. And shout out Combate Global. They accepted me with open arms for my professional debut.
Wow.
I had 4 fights under them. And yeah.
Now fast forward, you're about to do your Muay Thai professional debut.
Awesome, dude.
That's amazing.
Excited.
And how's Fusion getting you prepared for this?
Oh, man. Shout out my family at Fusion Martial Arts, Thai Boxing in Elgin, under our head coach, Ian Alexander. He's just so smart, dude, and so technical and very simple.
Simple.
Like, he has these smart, simple, and that creates success. I think that's one of his things. I know I jacked that up, Coach Ian, but like when I first was like one of his classes, I can just tell like he's a young guy, super smart, and like knows his ish.
Wow.
Like he can fight. And I want to be around people that you can see their fruit in other aspects of their life. Like he has a wife, kids, and a whole family. He owns the business, and he's teaching classes. He's also sparring with the guys. Like, dang, I respect a man like that. And
that's hustle.
I want to be rubbing shoulders with that guy, you know, because I want to be part of that.
Yeah.
And he also challenged me to expand my mind a little bit about fighting, about life. And yeah, I'm definitely spoiled being with Coach Ian and the team over at Fusion Thai Boxing. So yeah.
If you're in Elgin, It's Elgin, right?
Yeah.
If you're in Elgin and you're looking to join Muay Thai or whatever, you can train alongside a professional Muay Thai, professional MMA fighter in Georgie. So go check out Fusion MMA, Fusion Thai boxing.
Yeah, Fusion Thai boxing. They also do like jiu-jitsu.
Okay.
They're like affiliated with the Gracie Academy.
Oh, okay.
So it's super cool, super clean. Very like their culture there is family.
Oh.
You know, I need to be somewhere like that.
That makes the world's difference.
Yeah.
Being around people that you can truly trust, that you can be yourself around, being yourself around people and the people you love, the people you trust.
Yeah.
Means everything.
1,000%. When I was switching gyms and just going somewhere that wanted the best things for me.
Yeah.
I walked into Fusion and they welcomed me with open arms.
Yeah.
You know, like you can't find that many places that'll do that without like trying to ask something from you. And I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with like memberships and stuff like that. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Do what you do, but the conditional love, like it's not there at Fusion. They're just very loving and welcoming, and they want you part of the family.
That's amazing, and it's you see these gyms nowadays that get most of, and I'm not knocking a business, you know, but you see these gyms nowadays that get charged, like get most of their profits from privates.
Yeah.
And I think a big lesson in MMA that I learned is that if you don't have those fundamentals and you're not a part of like that family and that unconditional love, and you didn't learn those that foundation, you're not gonna benefit as much from the privates.
Yeah, right.
My first jiu-jitsu gym, which I'm not going to mention because I'm about to put them on blast, but the guy always asks like these new middle-aged guys for privates. It's like, and they're like, you don't have to come, just do privates. But the problem with that is they're not getting that family. They're not getting that foundation. They're just going and paying for privates. That's not really helping them because they're not doing it live, and it's not like a competitive nature with the people that you love being around. So if you're jumping into MMA, just join the class, be a part of the team. It's very important.
Yeah, 1,000%.
But Fusion Thai boxing is getting you prepared.
Yeah.
And what's your how do you see this fight happening? Like, is it a 3-round? How does Muay Thai work? I'm not very well educated on Muay Thai fights.
Yeah, no, you're good. So the fights, we signed a contract for 5 rounds, 3 minutes. But this guy that I supposed to fight, he's a grinder, knocks people out. So we'll see if it goes past the 3rd. But I'm pretty excited.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah.
And I'm reading these and I'm like, did I ask this one or did I ask this in the last podcast?
Just ask it. We're fine.
What is your goal in MMA?
Oh, I remember my answer the first time. But
That's perfect.
Yeah. I think in all, when everything's said and done and put in front of me, I think my goal is just, one of my many goals is just to inspire. I want to inspire as much people as I can, because it was only 10 years ago that I was just a kid that knew how to wrestle. And that's it. I was afraid to fight in school to defend myself. I was afraid to get into contact other than, wrestling. But you can do anything that you work hard for and you set your mind to. And that's something that I want to show within my private life and within my career. Like, dang, if that guy can do it, I can do it.
And you're doing it because you have so much love. There's people joining. Damon even says hi.
Yeah, yo.
Damon says hi. But that just goes to show, like, you're very inspiring to your communities. And you want to shout out the communities that have been backing you since your first fight?
Yeah, man. Just everyone around me, my family, the gyms I've been at, my church, friends, my sponsors, the businesses that back me, literally. It just means a lot, dude. Like sometimes I'll run into a Buffalo Wild Wings and like there'd be a parent there with their kid. Like, my kid was watching you fight and they want to take a picture. Like, that means a lot to me. Like, it touches my soul. Like, dang, what I'm doing is like seriously making a difference.
It is. So, and I remember earlier I asked, what would you tell 17-year-old Georgie? And you're like, the first answer is like, I want to tell them that keep doing what you love, and what you in your shoes when you're 17, you just wanted to make an impact.
Yeah.
And that impact is being made for sure. I mean, I look up to you.
Oh, thanks, brother.
I said that the first time.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to like get a lot of the stuff from the first one. The first time was such good content. It was so good.
It still is. We're still rolling.
It's still good. I love it still.
Yeah.
We're having a great time.
But also, like, not to veer off and get off topic, but especially you, like, you doing this whole podcast thing by yourself, you shooting your own business, like, that is inspiring.
Thank you, man.
That is what I want people around me to be doing. Especially in an industry where, I don't know if we talked about this on this podcast or the last one, but
we'll say it twice, say it 3 times.
Yeah, it's just like, dude, you're taking the movement forward. You're walking out what you dream to do, and that's inspiring.
Thank you, man.
You know?
Thank you.
Yeah.
If there's one thing that people should know about Georgie Medina, what would it be? Like, what's that one? When you walk into a room and you first talk to somebody, what is that thing where like, oh, this guy's this. What do you want that thought to be in people's head? Or do you not really care what people think?
I don't really care what people think. Sometimes, like, earlier in my career, I was super like, oh, what is this person going to say about me? I think now one thing that I want people to like feel and know is that wherever I'm at, they're loved. You know, like, whoever you are, whether I just met you, this is our first time meeting or anything, like,
yeah,
I'm not too big of an athlete. I'm not too big of a professional. I'm not too big as a person to make you feel loved, to make you feel like accepted, and to just chat, like, have a serious conversation or like a friendly one. Like, dang, when I leave rooms, I want people to be like, that's a good dude.
That's a good dude.
Like, I could talk to that dude forever, you know?
Yeah.
And I'm still working. There's a lot of things that I need to learn and do, but
yeah,
that's one thing I want to walk forward with.
Bouncing off of kind of just what people think, the emotions behind your personality, your personal brand. Mm-hmm. What do you think about ego and MMA? How does it help you? How does it not help you? Should you have more of it? Should you have less of it? Like, just from fight camp experience, when you walk into the cage with more ego, or when you walk in there with less, how does it affect the way you fight?
Man, that's actually a really good question. This year, I've learned so much about my ego, and I've learned so much about humility at the same time. And we're in MMA and Muay Thai and any sport, it's very egotistic.
Yeah.
And if you let it consume you, it's going to consume you whole.
For sure.
And that's what you're going to think about daily. But I learned to be humble. I learned to have humility. And I learned to, like this year, to put others first. And I feel like that has pushed me 20 steps further, you know, because if I'm not too worried about myself, if I'm worrying about other people, I'm making them better, which at the end of the day is going to make me better. Especially in fighting itself, like the fight I have coming up or the previous fights that I had, it's always respect, it's always love. And we made each other better that night.
Yeah.
You know, and I don't know, ego is like a good and bad thing, but for me, I'm just like, this is the year of humility for me.
It's almost like you have to have ego as in the self-confidence in yourself, but you can't exert it on the other people around you.
Yeah.
Yep.
I know there's stars and like Conor McGregor that have built their career off of arrogance, but also like knocking out people as he does. But I want to be the fighter that is an all-around good dude.
All-around good dude.
Yeah, you see me in a room, you don't think I'm a fighter. But when I step into the cage, I know in my heart I've prepared for this moment to share a ring with another man who's willing to bang it out.
Your skills do the talking.
Yeah,
Your skills do the talking.
And then at the end of the day, we'll hug it out and probably go get some food together after. But
isn't that interesting how, like, I feel like fighting somebody is probably a really good way to make a friend too, because you're both in there for a reason. You both must have some kind of connection towards each other because you ended up in that cage on that day. Like, there's so much it's not coincidence. Like, these guys that you're fighting can probably be really good dudes too.
Yeah, I said this growing up as my amateur career and professionally. I'd never have it's never like a, what's the word I'm looking for, animosity between me and my opponents.
Yeah.
they're just in the way of like the win and in the way of my dreams. And then once it's all said and done, like we can go back to being friends or friends on Instagram, whatever that looks like. But an example that I have, Nick Hawkins, welterweight up in Wisconsin, we wrestled against each other in high school and he beat me. And that like lived with me forever. And then comes to find out that he's also in the MMA career.
And you fought him?
Yeah, he was my last amateur fight, so I feel like I avenged my loss. So now we're 1-1. But dude, every time I see him fight, I like try to text him and be like, "Yo, good luck," and then he will see me post something and be like, "Yo, you're awesome," or like very inspiring.
Yeah.
But it just shows that you can definitely make a relationship in the world of fighting and not always be like.
For sure.
The hard ass.
But have you ever fought anybody you're like, oh, I can't stand this dude? Or is that yet to come? 'Cause we can't act like there's not those types of people. Where
No, for sure. And I feel like I could have treated the situation differently, but there's a couple of people that I don't want to name names,
Yeah,
but
that's fine.
a couple of people at weigh-ins were like about to get down.
Yeah, dude.
Because I'm always in for it. Like I'm ready to fight no matter the time.
Especially after weigh-ins too. You're like hungry.
Dude, I want to go home and eat, and you're over here talking crap. Like, come on, dude.
It's like, let's just both go eat and then fight tomorrow.
Save this for tomorrow. Yeah, 1,000%. But I'm not the guy that's out there looking for a fight, but I'm going to do what I have to do to protect myself.
This is a weird question. Are you ready for it?
I'm ready.
So I heard you talking about seasons earlier, and it made me think, is he talking about the summer, this fall? But then I was like, I'm wondering what season you are, what episode you are in your life, and when did season 1, episode 1 start?
Dang, dude, that's awesome. That's a very good question.
Thank you.
Let me start with that one. What season am I in? I feel like with my growth, I'm in the season of being useful. Like, I'm like I said before, I mentioned we're in a very much egotistic sport.
Yeah.
That I just want to be useful to other people, not as like being used, but like how can I help make your life better?
Yeah.
What can I do to like put a smile on your face, or what silly joke can I say that's going to make you laugh? I'm in the season of being useful, being helpful, of humility. I think I'm just getting barely started with the middle of my book.
Okay, the middle?
The middle of my book. I got so much left. I got so much more. I think it's just been helping with my church community too, because our motto for the year is "There is more." Yeah. And I feel like that opened up so many different chapters for me. Like just understanding like there's more to who I am. There's more to my career. There's more to my impact. There's more to my character. And I'm just blessed that I can have that mentality now, and I can move in a healthier way.
Healthier way. And I'm just going to say something. I want to see if you agree with it. Does it almost feel like you have more to give because you gave more to yourself? And going to Fusion, having that new environment so you can reciprocate it to the people you want to be useful to, the people you want to serve? Or how? Because I know, like, I can't give you any fighter fluid out of this cup right now because it's empty. Mm-hmm. So do you feel like you have a full cup of fighter fluid right now and you're able to give to people?
For sure. I feel like one thing that, I don't want to jump into the rabbit hole of like my religion and stuff, but one thing that my pastor has been talking about and my leaders is like the more you can pour yourself, the more that you can be filled, you can fill into others. And I'm in that season. Like I want to be filled. I want to be taught. I want to learn when it comes to like business, when it comes to fighting, when it comes to relationships. Like the more I get to fill myself, the more I can help fill other people.
That's awesome.
And that's just like a healthy relationship because I'm giving you the healthier version of myself rather than me being empty and trying to fill you.
Giving me the little dust at the bottom of the
or like nothing that's going to matter.
Yeah.
Nothing that's going to have longevity.
No. Yeah, that's awesome.
So, yeah.
That's awesome.
Good question.
Thank you. Yeah, this is good because I'm not asking a lot of the same stuff. I'm able to kind of come up with this on the fly. I
love it.
There's a bot that commented, and Chino says, ban this guy, L bots. I agree with you, Chino. I don't know why he's bothering us. But what was this guy's name? I'm so sorry. Damon says AZ misses you.
Oh, I miss AZ. I lived there for 2 years.
Really?
A year and a half. Yeah. I took a job out there, wanted something new, needed some change. And I met some boys out there, Geraldo, Aldo, Craig, all these guys from Arizona. But that's where I learned how to golf.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I train at Seton Gym. It's a Muay Thai gym in Arizona. I won a national title there. Yeah, I miss it every day.
It's that good over there?
Yeah, just the Seton Gym has like the family culture as well.
Okay.
Shout out Coach Tiago for creating that with all the coaches there. But I like places that are like that, like very family oriented.
Or yeah.
Yeah, it just makes you like, dang, even if you're having a bad day and you go train, someone's gonna put a smile on your face.
And then you're leaving happy.
1,000%.
Yep.
1,000%.
It's funny because in the sport of MMA, you never physically leave in the same shape that you showed up to the gym that day, but
Right.
you're happier.
Yeah.
It's such a contrast in physical and mental feelings.
Yeah, and I know some athletes say the same thing and can agree with this. But even if you don't want to work out and you go to the gym and work out, that's like one of the best workouts you've had the whole week.
Oh, yeah.
You know, once you get past that mental barrier, you're like, dang, I love this.
Yeah.
You know,
I just want to backtrack a little bit
Yeah.
back to, I love that you're in the middle of your book. This is season 5 out of 10 of Georgie.
something like that.
But can I give you season 1, episode 1, and you tell me if that sounds good?
Let me see it.
So this is season 1, episode 1. Let's pretend, in my head, I think of anime, like the Fighter Fluid cover.
Mm-hmm.
So it's your dream. Like the guy is coming out with the flag, the stadium's empty, and you look at him and he looks back at you and it's you.
Yeah,
And then you wake up and then that's where season 1 starts.
pretty much. That's it. And after that, I started my search for a gym.
That would be a great show.
Yeah.
I would love to see that.
But everyone's story is kind of like similar or the same way.
I think yours is pretty unique. It started off a dream. That's awesome.
Yeah, appreciate that. But everyone's story is definitely like Joe Rogan would say, take your life as like someone's always recording.
Wow.
If you feel like someone's always recording you, you're gonna make the best decisions.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's special that I had a dream and took that and ran with it. But I give all the credit to my coaches, my family, everyone that like kept pushing me when I wanted to quit.
Yeah.
Because there's multiple times that I have.
It's a tough occupation to be in. Yeah.
1,000%.
The hardest.
You get paid to get your face punched in? Like, yeah.
Yeah, dude. But I'm not sure if I mentioned this earlier, but Georgie and I met at VFS, which leads me into my next question, bouncing off the coaches that have helped you. Mm-hmm. What was that transition like going into VFS where we met and then also going out into Fusion?
Yeah. So I knew like once COVID hit and things like that, I needed a gym that was going to push me beyond like I can ever think or imagine. And I found Coach Mike Valley and his gym, VFS in Bensonville, Illinois. And they had a bunch of killers there. And they still do. Carlos Hernandez, Ignacio Bahamondes, Bilal Muhammad. They have a stacked team. I'm not going to say anything disrespectful about that team. They all work hard. The coaches there are very intentional. So I needed to be in a place like that.
Yeah.
Where we're just going to grind and get better and get pushed. Charlie Radke is there. You know, just a bunch of guys that are willing to push you, break you, so that they can build you up.
Yeah.
And then I just needed to recenter myself and refocus. So I needed something that was a little bit different. And that's when I found Coach Ian Alexander. Shout out you guys at Fusion. And yeah, I can say nothing but good things about both academies. But
that's awesome.
I feel like this season in my life, focusing on just Muay Thai, focusing on the next steps of my career, I found a home and I found a good head coach that's going to get me to where I need to be.
That's amazing. How many times a week do you train jiu-jitsu?
0 right now. Like sometimes I go out there and roll with some of the guys.
You're in a fight camp.
Yeah.
So that makes sense.
So in fight camp for a Muay Thai strict fight, that's all I'm thinking about. That's all I'm watching. But I can't wait, especially with the promotions coming out like Anthony Pettis Fighting Championships, Maximus, Coach Richard Abraham. What you guys are doing over there is amazing. But I'm excited for when I jump back into MMA. I'm going to smash some guys.
What makes you more excited, the Muay Thai fight or the MMA fights?
I feel like they both have a special place in my heart.
Okay.
Muay Thai is more like the very traditional ritual. Like there's always like a relaxed feeling.
Who's your dream fight in Muay Thai, and then who's your dream fight in MMA?
Oh my God, a dream fight. Jeez, that's a hard question. I think right now I would love to fight in Muay Thai, probably in exhibition because he's like I think a little bit lighter than I am. But Luke, I think his name is Luke Lessie or Nessie. He's out of Iowa.
I've heard of him.
Yeah, they call him the chef. Luke, if you're watching or if you ever come across this, if it's a thumbnail somewhere, I'd love to move around with you. He's in Iowa. He moves clean. He's a one championship fighter now. Yeah, he's pretty clean.
One championship seems like such a good promotion.
Dude, they are. They take care of their fighters too. I'm going to try to see if I can go to one of their events here in Illinois or like in the States.
Yeah.
They're going to Colorado. They'll be in Atlanta this year too. I need to make it to one of those. But
one champion, Georgie, is going to make it out to one of your events.
Yeah, come on, dude. I need that for sure. So, but if we're going back to MMA fighters, somebody that I'd love to fight, I'm going to say back in his prime, George St. Pierre.
Oh, wow.
That'd be like a super technical fight. He'll definitely beat me for sure, but he's one of the GOATs in my eyes.
Oh, yeah. And you always want to fight your kind of role model, right?
Yeah, 1,000%. I looked up to many guys coming up in MMA. Chuck Liddell, George St. Pierre, John Jones, Mighty Mouse.
Mighty Mouse,
yeah.
He's my favorite.
Yeah, just because he left the UFC doesn't make him like one of the greats. Like he's still up there, still very technical, and still can put people away. So
yeah, I love him not only because he represents the short people well, but
short kings.
He's the short king.
Yeah, for sure.
That's definitely like he's definitely one of my role models for sure. Mm-hmm. But what is like what's your dream like situation in like 10 years? Like where do you see yourself in 10 years?
In 10 years.
Which is kind of a crazy question.
I'll be 37 at the time. But in 10 years, I see myself being a world champion, being a husband and a father, and owning my own ranch.
Ranch?
Yeah.
I'm definitely
I'm a Latino. I'm Puerto Rican, Mexican, and Cuban. But I am a cowboy at heart.
Oh my gosh.
I love horses, chickens, goats, taking care of yard work. Like,
I feel that.
Just me.
I want to live in a rural setting so bad too. Yeah. That's like my dream. My parents love the city life and they love constant loud chaos around them. But me, I'm like, I want to be able to go outside and see like a ton of field and like horses. I love horses. My girlfriend has horses. We ride.
Nice.
That's like my dream too.
I need to go check that out with you guys.
You can ride with us.
Come on, let's do it.
We'll do some riding.
Yeah. It also like teaches you, excuse me, responsibility. Like you're taking care of animals. You're waking up early. It's also peaceful when it's 6 a.m. You're walking around with your horses and the sun's coming up.
It's a lifestyle.
Like that's the dream.
For sure.
You know, and then having your kids like helping you pick up the eggs. It's definitely something I dream about often.
Honestly, the farmer lifestyle, it looks attractive, but I personally, the yard work part seems a little like hopefully I'm in this place where I can hire people for that. But
for sure.
It does like it's a very attractive lifestyle just because land is like such a big thing in this world that's so branded where it's like you got to buy a nice car, buy this, buy that, where it's like you can buy some nice quality land and live a very happy life on that.
Yeah, 1,000%. It's awesome.
So we went back to backtrack a lot a bit now. We're talking about Fight Card Entertainment, and we're talking about how you fought on the same card as one of my previous guests on this podcast, Nick Aguirre.
Shout out Nick.
For real. Awesome guy.
Yeah.
And what was that like? Did you guys become friends that day or like?
Not that day. So, and we're gonna have to go back just a little bit more. But me and Nick wrestled against each other when I was like in 8th grade. Like, and he definitely, I'm gonna say this for the record for Nick because he proved it, but he definitely beat me. And then we were teammates years later. So it's like we can go back and like, dang, like I knew you here, I saw you at this fight, and then now we're teammates. And like I was at his wedding. Like the world's definitely like super big but super small at the same time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But he's a great guy. And it's just like there's many situations that I've been in that where like the MMA community is so big but yet so small.
It's such a tight-knit community.
Yeah.
Such a tight-knit community. And that's why I thought, like, not to shout out my thing too much because this is your day, that's why I thought Fighter Fluid was such a great idea, because there's so many supplements made for people in general, but none of them made for fighters.
Yeah.
With fighters in mind.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, it's a very niche community and very tight-knit. So that's what I love about it.
Yeah. I also like that you're not like a professional fighter that's just pushing something. You're still like an athlete in the sport. Like
Yeah.
you still did jiu-jitsu, you still wrestled, you still did Muay Thai, and then want to like help the athletes around you. Like that takes heart.
Thank you.
Know?
Fun fact, I actually did not wrestle in high school. I wrestled in middle school, and I was so bad at wrestling that I didn't make the varsity team, so I was wrestling people in my same school, but I was undefeated.
Oh, there you go.
7-0.
Hey, you're the baddest man in that school.
I'm undefeated in wrestling and during competition. But it's yeah. I've learned how to wrestle much better. The coaches because I also switched gyms. Mm-hmm. Right now I'm kind of like an MMA Ronin where I'm just going around like trying different places right now.
Yeah.
And the wrestling at VFS did help my game.
That's awesome.
Islam is a really cool guy.
Yeah. Shout out Coach Islam.
Shout out Coach Islam.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah, of
quick?
course.
I know this is the GMoney podcast now, but
GMoney podcast, baby.
What ignited the fire for you to start Fighter Fluid?
So what ignited it is that, oh boy. So I was training at VFS. I'd go to kickboxing right after I go to the afternoon MMA class. But hours before that, I had a 2 to 8 a.m. shift,
mm-hmm.
which is like so tiring. I feel for anybody who works that night shift because it's like relentless. It's like those shifts they're not always like busy work, but like it's not hard work, but it's busy work. And then you have to go and train after you barely had any sleep.
Yeah, right.
And I was picking up a Celsius on my way to the gym every day, and it actually messed up my gut pretty bad. Like every time after practice, I felt like crap. And I was talking to the guys at the gym after I'd like sit down and like in between rounds when people were getting water, and I was like, I wish there was like some kind of supplement like just for fighters. So, and then people would agree with me. They're like, yeah, that would be awesome. And I was like, why don't I try making it? So that's exactly what I did. I went into $8,000 in debt, and I was just like, I'm going to do this no matter what.
Yeah.
And
a good kind of debt.
A good kind of debt.
The investing in yourself. Like, I don't know if a lot of people know this on this podcast, but you're 19 years old.
I'm 19 years old.
That's crazy for you to have your own podcast, your own business, and like the product is definitely good. I remember trying it for the first time, like locked in, like focus. And I'm not like here trying to toot your horn and sell the brand, but I'm like, this stuff is serious.
Thank you.
Like, this isn't something that you're like, like just giving half-assing it.
No.
You're like, this is something that I want to push. This is something that I'm passionate about. And like, I can't imagine you like 10 years from now, like being one of the big head honchos of pre-workout.
I appreciate that.
Yeah. And
it's not going to stop at pre-workout. I want protein powder. I want to make fighters' lives easier because this is the first supplement that's actually good for you short-term because of the energy boost, but also good for you long-term.
Yeah.
Because nobody thinks about long-term health anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And I want somebody to take Fighter Fluid for 2 years consecutive and look back 2 years consistently, and look back 2 years earlier and be like, my life is so much better now I started taking this.
Yeah.
Because it's ashwagandha, it's good stuff for your brain.
That's awesome.
And thank you for bringing it up.
Yeah.
Little promo.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit. But going back to Fight Card N, I remember you were saying that you miss it. It was a very good promotion. Why do you think they went out? Why do you think they stopped?
I don't know. I heard like many things, ups and downs of the fighter commissions happening in Illinois. But Nilo and Brian Angelo definitely and the fight card team created an atmosphere where it was like super professional, organized, and like they put on some good fights.
Yeah,
I remember fighting guys in the top 10, and that's one of the last times I checked my Tapology. But I fought this guy that was like ranked number 1. I'm gonna shout him out, Tyler Veal. He fights at MTC, but like super technical fight. And yeah, they didn't give me easy fights. They were just like, here's number 1 ranked. And I was like, let's do it. Here's number 3 ranked. And I was like, let's do it.
So you were double champ in Fight Card then?
Quadruple.
A quadruple champ, I'm sorry.
Four belts, 4 titles.
Jeez.
Yeah. And we sold out, us as a team, me and Fight Card, sold out Joe's Live in Rosemont. A lot of times we hold the attendance record for Cicero Stadium.
Wow.
On one of our events, me and Angelo Rivera, who's also a good guy, has his family, still fighting. So I tip my hat off to him. But yeah, these Fight Card Entertainment was the head like promotion in the Midwest for amateurs, but I'm praying and hoping they come back. I'm praying and hoping they put on some more shows. And
I hope so too. I hear so many good things about it.
Yeah, dude.
I hear so many good things about it.
Like I said in the first go around episode with us.
Yeah.
But a lot of good guys came out of there. Shorty Torres, Curtis Blades, Angelo Rivera, Nick Hawkins, myself, Carlos Hernandez, Nick Aguirre. The list goes on and on of the fighters that have either been to Fight Card or have fought on Fight Card. So, like, I tip my hat off for you guys. Hope you guys come back. Love you guys.
Come back.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll fight for you when I'm ready one day.
1,000%. Or you can commentate for them too. That works.
Hey, maybe I wouldn't be so bad at commentating either. But what's like to give more value to the audience that wants to start MMA, doesn't know where to start, but they have that dream, that vision that comes down to them, and then they wake up and want to do it. What's the first thing they do? No experience at MMA at all.
I think do something that I did. I searched for a gym that gave me something that I was needing, which was a route to get to my dreams, a route to get to the things I wanted to accomplish. And that's going to take time.
Yeah.
Like don't rush the process. Find a coach that's going to align your goals together, because you're however age and you're thinking about all this spontaneous goals and things like that, aspirations. Find a coach that's going to be like, okay, slow down.
Yeah.
Let's figure out one thing at a time. And once you find that community, once you find that coach, you know in your heart you're at the right place.
Yeah.
And then everything, the consistency of training, it's going to unfold itself. And
it's all going to work out.
Yeah.
After that, you just need the foundation.
Yeah.
You
Start
need
by
that
finding a gym.
Support system.
Mm-hmm.
But what do you think the main martial art you need is on top of it?
I think
First.
when you're a martial artist, you kind of need like a little bit of all of them. But if I'm talking to a kid who's still in school, I would wrestle. Wrestle's the best foundation for martial arts. Look at some of the champions that have gone through the UFC and ONE FC and Anthony Pettis Fighting Championship. A lot of the champions are wrestlers or were wrestlers. The greatest fighter to ever touch the planet Earth, John Bones Jones, was a wrestler.
Yeah.
Like once you have that good base wrestling, you can start getting into boxing, start getting into Muay Thai. And then sooner or later, you've practiced 5 arts. That's what makes you a martial artist.
So would you say start, if you want to be full martial artist, not start like one at a time, would you say do a little bit all of them, or master one, know what it feels like to master it, like you said with wrestling, and then move on to the next thing, learn what it feels like to not master, but be good at it, and then keep going from there?
Yeah, I would say definitely get good at the fundamentals, get good at like the very basis of like wrestling or Muay Thai until you can feel comfortable moving into a different art. Like I didn't go to college to wrestle. But if you look at any of my MMA fights, I'm wrestling.
Yeah.
I wasn't like the best Muay Thai striker until I won the national title. But all of my fights, you can see me striking. You know, so I wasn't a master class at anything. I was just like pretty good. So get pretty good at a martial art.
I know there's like these fighters who are like, yeah, I'm planning on going in there, standing and banging, like whatever. Are you that type of guy who's like game for that, or you want to be a tactical technician? You're going in there to win, not to mess around. Like, what kind of fighter are you?
So, small secret that I'm going to give out to the world right now. I don't like getting hit
Okay.
at all. And when I first started my career, I was watching a Floyd Mayweather video, and I remember him saying, like, the name of the game is to hit and not get hit. And that's just what I based my whole career on. I'm going to hit you and not be there. Because that's going to keep me healthy, and I'm going to have a longer career because I'm not getting hit. Like, out of 10 years of fighting, which is crazy to say, I've only been wobbled once.
Wow.
Yeah, with a head kick. And it, like, barely caught me, but I wasn't knocked out by it. I wasn't concussed by it.
MMA or Muay Thai?
MMA.
Oh, wow.
This was, like, my third fight with Combate Global. But I got wobbled, and then I was okay. I was ready, and I was pushing forward. But, I can't be one of those guys that are getting knocked out every couple months. Like, clean knockouts. That's the ones you got to be careful for. But I can't see myself doing that. I look too good. Sorry.
Oh, dude.
Humbly, I look too good.
Well, the question is, do you look better than your twin brother?
No. I think my brother definitely, like, Gio, if you're watching, he's got all the looks for sure. He's got the nice hair, the clean tan. Like, I think he was modeling for a little bit too.
Oh, really?
Before he started MMA. Yeah. He's awesome.
That's awesome. Shout out, Gio. Thank you for serving our country.
Oh, yeah. In the Army, I think we talked about that at the first podcast. But
Yep.
He also, my twin brother, fights. I think he's 4 or 5-0. He also does Muay Thai, Jiu-Jitsu, MMA. And he serves in the Army. He's on the Army's combative team.
Shout out.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Shout out the Army. Shout out Geo, your combatives team. Thank you for serving the country.
And shout out Navy SEALs, even though you guys could have got this guy, but he had a dream, but
yeah.
that's awesome, man.
Yeah, 1,000%.
So you want to go in there, hit, don't get hit. I think it's super. So this professional Muay Thai debut that you're going to have July 19th, are you wearing bigger gloves or smaller gloves? Because I see some Muay Thai fights, they have the smaller gloves on.
Yeah, I would love to fight in the small gloves, but I think this fight coming up, we're going to do 8 ounces.
Okay.
8-ounce boxing gloves. But, when we get there, I hope they can give us that options to fight in small gloves.
Yeah.
Because I've done it for MMA, and that's just something I'm used to. But, yeah, that'd be fun.
Have you had more MMA fights than Muay Thai?
Yes. I think they're quite even, to be honest. Because as an amateur, I went 9-0 in MMA, 11-1. And then I've had more pro MMA fights than I have Muay Thai.
Okay.
Of course.
If you were to set up a competitive roadmap for somebody who would love to start MMA, what would that look like? Like, compete this many times in Muay Thai, maybe do some of these tournaments, do this. What would that be like? Because I know some people who just kind of jumped into MMA without doing any jiu-jitsu tournaments.
Yeah.
Without doing any smokers, like.
I feel like every available option that you can take outside of the ring, take it.
Okay.
Like, if there's wrestling matches that you want to take in high school or grammar school, or even as an adult, I know they have some tournaments. Take them.
Take them.
Yeah, because they mean nothing. Zero. Nada. And you're just gaining so much experience.
Yeah.
Smokers, scrimmages for Muay Thai, take them. If there's any jiu-jitsu tournaments coming up, like Naga or this, sub-onlys, take them. Because you're building so much experience on the mat without getting so much damage.
Yep.
Without there being like the rush of the crowd. And then when you do go to the fight, you're like, wait, this position is almost like feels normal. Like, I've been here before. So you know what to do. Rather than jumping straight into MMA and then like you're like, oh shoot, the lights are on. Families there screaming your name. It's like, oh, I know what this feels like.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah. So take every possible option outside of the ring first.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's good advice for me because I still want to fight one day. That's good advice for anybody who's watching this. Don't let the opportunities pass you. Look for them, take them, and compete more. But I had a really good question. Okay, yeah. So going back to the crowd, the screaming. Let's say everybody in here is gonna put a virtual reality headset on, right? Mm-hmm. And now they're in Georgie's body. You're fighting. Which clip are you playing from them in the cage career that you've already had?
Oh my God, that's a great question.
And really paint it. Say I was standing in front of him. I backed up. I weaved and I hit him with a hook, and he was wobbled. Like paint it like that.
So a funny thing, and I think most fighters can like agree with me. I don't remember my fights.
Hell, yeah,
Like
I hear that a
I'm
lot.
so much in the flow state of mind that like I don't remember. But looking back at one of the fights on YouTube, I remember being at Cicero Stadium. And like I remember sinking in a rear naked choke, jumping onto the cage, looking at my mom. I don't know why, but I threw my mouthpiece at her. It was so crazy. But I threw my mouthpiece at my mom, and she caught it. And I looked at my coach.
Good reflexes, the Medina reflexes.
I get it from my mother for sure. But I remember just like looking at my coach because there was just so many negative thoughts in my mind that whole camp. It was a 13-week camp. And I was just like, man, win or lose, I quit. I don't want to fight anymore. The pressure, the depression, the anxiety, it was just too much to handle, you know? So I told my parents, I told my coaches, I'm like, I'm done after this. And when I won, I almost had this like sense of relief, like, and realization, like, gee, you can literally do anything you set your mind to.
Yeah.
So I remember just picture yourselves, guys, on the cage, looking at your family, them screaming your name. And then I looked at my coach, Matt Johnson, and I was like, shrugged my shoulders, and I was like, you were right.
What did he say?
He just said, stick with it. Stay with it. Like, keep pushing forward in this fight camp. Like, you're going to make it. Like, it's going to be okay.
Wow.
And I remember him like saying that in one of our camps too. And in the corner, I like sat down and I was like, how am I doing? He's like, you're doing fantastic. Stay sharp. Stay sharp. Stay sharp.
Wow.
Like you can get knocked out at any time, even if you're winning 4 rounds of a title fight. And I just looked at him when I was on top of the cage and I shrugged my shoulders and he was like, I told you.
The validation you must have felt from that, because it's like, or maybe not validation, but I could see how you felt relief because you ended up winning. And before the fight, you're like, win or lose, I'm done.
Yeah.
But then you had this support group. You saw your family. You're like, these people believe in me.
Yeah.
And I've made it this far. Why should I stop now? Is that kind of what was going through your head?
1,000%. It's like I was overwhelmed with so many emotions and just like kind of a validation. Like, this is what I'm supposed to be doing. But to see, it was an all-age event, but to see the kids in the crowd that were like mouths wide open, like, oh my God, this is a fight that I wasn't supposed to win. And like Angelo Rivera, I tip my hat off to you to this day, but he was a tough opponent that had like a bigger record than mine, more experience. And it was definitely like the amateur fight of the century. And
is it on YouTube?
Yes, I got like 40,000 views, which is a little bit to some people, but like that meant a lot for me to like experience me winning my 3rd title as an amateur in an historic Cicero Stadium in a city that I loved, that I grew up in, that I was raised in, to see my family there. It's the first time my grandmother had ever saw me fight. My uncles, first time they've ever seen me fight.
It meant so much that night.
Dude, the moment is, I just remember laying down and trying to soak it all in and like, damn, this is life.
The message to the people too is that if you love something so much and you have such a support system, then maybe just stick with it, because that goes back to you need that reignition of your motivation. And maybe that's what that moment was, seeing that your family around, seeing your grandma there, your uncle there, and it's like, wow, people actually are here to support me in my dream.
Right. The whole time in the fight camp, I thought I was alone until like I wasn't. and whole time when I can see the bigger picture and a different perspective, there were a bunch of people that were backing me, a bunch of people that I didn't realize at the time, which is a testament to anybody's situation out there. If you feel like you're alone, if you feel like no one's got your back, like take a breather, take a step back and see the people that are there.
Yeah.
And just be like grateful. Like, dang, like someone gets to send me a nice text today. Or even if you don't got that, send it to somebody. That's a big one.
There we go.
Like, even when I didn't feel like, oh, no one's texting me today or no one's being supportive, I would then be supportive. Not looking at it like, oh, I'm going to do it so that they can do it to me. Just like, that is my call to action.
Makes you feel better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's my call to action that like, all right, dang, I don't feel supported. Let me support someone else.
Yeah.
Let me be useful to someone else. And like I said, that's like the season I'm in. And once I saw that in the fight, I was just like overwhelmed. I was crying and my coach is like, why are you crying? I was like, dang, dude, like I never thought I'd be here. I never thought my family would be here. My mom gave me one fight and now this is fight number 9.
Wow.
You know, and I got 4 titles.
That was their 4th title?
Actually 3rd, correction.
3rd, okay.
My 3rd title. And I was just like, what is life right now? This is crazy.
Wow. That's very inspiring, dude. When you get back to MMA, because I know you said you're excited to get back, what promotion are you going to be looking for?
I don't know, man. I definitely got multiple calls from Anthony Pettis Fighting Championships. Combate Global is still in the radar. I just needed to fight Muay Thai a couple times.
Yeah.
That's just like a dream of mine. And I like accomplishing dreams and breaking barriers. Especially for like Illinois guys. I don't think there's like a pro Muay Thai fighter in Illinois.
No.
If you are, I need you to DM me so we can get some sparring rounds in together.
Get some sparring rounds.
Yeah.
Hopefully you guys don't have to fight each other in the future.
1000%. But if we do, it's all love. But yeah, I just want to break barriers. I want to just do things that never been done before.
There we go.
You know, like that's what I'm on.
You want to set the stage, set the bar high for the people who are following in your path and the people who are like, it is possible.
Yeah, 1000%. One of my leaders at church, his name's Abe. He said last Sunday, your ceiling is someone else's like foundation. So like, if I keep pushing my ceiling, then the next generation is gonna like they're gonna start from there.
Wow,
and that's what I want to do.
It's true.
That's what I want to do.
You could, going off of what Abe said, it's completely true. Like going back to you also saying you want to be that Muay Thai fighter in Illinois. Mm-hmm. They don't have one that we know of right during this present moment. So that foundation that you're going to set for the next person, because now Illinois has Georgie Medina comes out of it.
Yeah,
they're gonna be like, okay, like they got some tough guys out there, and that sets the stage for the next big Muay Thai guy who comes out of here.
That's the inspiration.
That's beautiful.
Because then you got these amateur guys that are like, wait, if he can go pro, so can I.
Dude.
You know?
APFC is a great organization.
I know. And
very nice.
They're doing something, I think, in August that's going to involve Muay Thai. They got pro Muay Thai. They got combat jiu-jitsu that they're doing and MMA fights. So I'm super interested in that. Nick Aguirre, like, tell your dad to hit me up because I'm super interested in that. And we just got to make sure the money's right.
Do you get paid based on how much you sell during these? Or I don't want you to put your like personal.
I know. Shout out my lawyer. Thank you for checking contracts and stuff. But every contract is different for every promotion. So I'm interested in seeing what these guys can do for me at APFC or whatever promotion I sign with. But yeah, everyone is different.
Okay.
But my name is GMoney for a reason.
GMoney, there you go.
I'm not saying that I make but I want to be paid for what I do.
The bag has to be right.
Yeah, and yeah. I entertain people. I bring people to shows, and I put on a show.
You know your worth.
Yeah, 1,000%.
That's
and
huge.
There's some fighters out there that will take 100 and 100, like 100 to show up and 100 to win, or like, come on, dude. I know money's tight here in Illinois with the fighting commission, but when you know your worth, like you said, you know what you bring to the table, then they got to bring something else.
They have to. And knowing your worth is extremely important because you should never take less than your worth.
Yeah, that goes with anything in life, in relationships, in work, in the fighting career. Like, know your worth, but it takes you like pouring into yourself, getting the knowledge, training as hard as you can, you know, having good fights, selling tickets, selling out stadiums where people are like, dang, okay, this guy is worth that.
Yeah.
You know, and I feel like at this place in my life, I'm just getting started.
There we go.
For sure.
This is chapter 5 out of 10.
1000%.
And honestly, if I were to look at it, you're like, there's 15 chapters and you're on chapter 5 still.
Oh,
there's so
I'm only
much
allowed to do what God's going to allow me to do. And there's nothing that he can't do. So there's nothing that I can't do.
More than the sky's the limit. The sun is the limit at this point. The solar system's the limit. But we just hit an hour and 10 minutes.
That's awesome, dude. This time went by so fast.
Right? And this is our second one.
Yeah.
This actually, given like the first one might have been more like question for question, I feel like this one we're more energized for. Maybe the fighter fluid has something to do with it.
1000%.
But it went by super fast. It feels like it might have been. It feels like it was as long as the first take.
Yeah.
But in reality, it was 3 times longer.
Yeah. It felt good, dude. It felt definitely organic the second time.
Oh, for sure.
Like two guys having a conversation about fighting, life, inspirations, all of that. So.
Well, man, I don't want to keep you any longer. This is your day off.
No, it's awesome, dude.
You're in camp.
Mm-hmm.
Good luck on your fight. Just really quick, one last time, tell them where they can buy it, where they can find you, your username, your sponsors. I want you to shout everything out. Tell them who GMoney is. Do it all.
There we go. So you can find me on Instagram at GMoney_Medina. I'm Georgie Medina on Facebook. I like kind of post occasionally.
Yeah.
Because I'm focused in camp. But the fight is going to be July 19th. It's scheduled for the Warriors Cup. That's the name of the promotion. Pay-per-view links are going to come soon. So stay tuned. Follow me on there.
I'll be posting it on all my socials too when they come out. Just send me them.
Facts. Thank you. Also for me, guys, if you guys are following me already, go ahead and follow Fighter Fluid. Follow my boy.
Thank you.
And get yourself one of these Fighter Fluids because I was locked in this podcast.
This podcast, you were locked in. And thank
1000%.
you for being one of the first people to try it. Everybody was scared. You led the pack. They were like, Georgie's trying it. I might as well try it too.
Dude, I told you next week I'm buying 2 of them.
2?
2 of them. Have to.
Man.
Have to, bro. I gotta put people on.
You do a giveaway too. Who knows?
Oh, yeah.
A fight camp giveaway.
That works out.
Because if you, buy one and then do a video and then, so guys, if you want to buy one, it's a quick promo. I hope you don't mind.
Go ahead, do your thing.
If you want to buy a tub of Fighter Fluid, it's 15% off your first order. And then if you want to make a video with Fighter Fluid, kind of promoting it and just giving your honest review and opinion, your next tub is 50% off.
Awesome.
Boom.
That's it.
And a promo.
That's all they needed.
That's all they needed. Now the sales are going to go rampant.
1000%.
I hope.
You just got to have a faith of a mustard seed.
What's that?
You know, it's in scripture, in the Bible, but all you have to do is have faith of a mustard seed. And a mustard seed is like so small. But if you have that amount of faith, like very small, then.
Does it grow a lot of mustard?
Oh, it grows to be like one of the biggest trees.
Oh, really?
That all the birds eat from. Like, it's wild. You got to look into it. I'll send it to you.
Send it to me.
But dude, I'm inspired by you.
Thank you.
I'm gonna kind of end the podcast with this, but I'm inspired by you. Keep working. Put your chin down, dude, and full head of steam forward. Don't give a crap about what anybody says because they're not doing this ish.
Thank you.
You're doing it, and you're paving the way for other people that wanna do what they set their mind to.
Thank you.
You know, I wanted to do this podcast because I was inspired by you.
I appreciate it.
And I'm not saying that lightly. I'm not saying that to toot your horn. But dude, if you're 19 years old, this is crazy.
Thank you, man.
I'm excited for the future.
Thank you. I'm excited for all your upcoming fights.
Yeah.
And if there's, you said you wanted to end it there?
No. We can chat whatever, but I do want to host one with you. We should host a Fighter Fluid podcast with another fighter, and I want to co-host with you.
Dude, that would be so dope.
Yeah, I'm down. I like that stuff.
Thank you.
My guy.
Again, take me golfing. I'm going to send you home with an awesome book.
Awesome.
But thank you guys for watching. Thank you. I can't remember these names.
All these people in the chat. Thank you guys for just tuning in.
All of these
Thank you
people.
guys for like spending an hour with us if you were here the full time. I hope this inspired you. I hope this was refreshing. Yeah, do your thing, guys. Work hard. Pray. And yeah, we love you.
We love you. Thank you. Oh, one more shout out. I'm sorry. Chino, you were here since the beginning and since the last. I'm pretty sure that the first take where you couldn't even hear us. So, Chino, huge shout out to you. You're awesome, man.
My guy. I love you, brother. Take care.
We'll end it on a shout out to him.
Sheesh.